Hi, my name is Derek and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I want to share with you 3 specific events that helped pull me out of the deepest, darkest depression I had ever been in, and some of the lessons that can help you if you're in a bad space. I'll probably do more content in the future on depression, but today I just want to focus on these 3 specific events. First, a little bit of background on my depression. So I've been depressed since I was about 13 years old. I've been through it all. It's incredibly rough, and I spent a lot of time trying different things to heal myself, to work through my issues. Some of those things worked, some of them didn't, but eventually it got to the point where I was just running from my problems, and of course, they always catch up to you. And that's what happened. It got so bad that I was 26 years old. I was about $20,000 in debt. I had to move back home and live in my mom's garage. I didn't have a job. And this started about a 2-year period where every single day it felt like the hole that I had dug myself in was getting deeper and deeper and deeper. And it sucked because no matter how hard I tried, I just couldn't turn things around. I didn't even want to. And if you've ever struggled with depression, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. The first event that pulled me out of my depression was getting so sick and tired of being lonely and sad that I went online and started to try to date. Fortunately for me, I ended up meeting one of the best girls that I've ever met, and we started dating. I know that this sounds a little ridiculous, but stay with me for just a minute. I know, listen, dating can be hard. You got to face rejection. There's a lot of pain. Even if you are successful in dating, you might end up in a bad relationship, a toxic relationship. Dating is not always the answer. But for me at this time, it was the first catalyst to me getting out of depression, because before I met my girlfriend at the time, I would wake up every day with no sense of purpose, no meaning, and I had no reason to do anything productive that day. And then when I met this person who ended up inspiring me and motivating me, and I wanted to keep seeing, now I had a reason to try to better myself and to turn my life around. Because I knew the structure of having a girlfriend and seeing them on the weekends, something like that. Now I had to get my stuff together on Wednesday or Thursday, especially too when we were talking and texting. I didn't want to be negative and put my problems onto her, so it forced me to try to do something productive every single day, whether it was getting up earlier or eating a little bit better. Just these little things that I now had a reason and a purpose to try to do. Another huge benefit to being in a relationship was it gave me some structure. Going on dates and spending time with someone. It injected joy and happiness into my life where, every day before that was just painful and suffering and dealing with my sadness. Now, going to dinner or watching a movie, it was a small break from the mental space that I was in that brought joy and happiness in those moments. That even though when I would leave and go back home and have my bouts with depression, it gave me something to look forward to and to want. The second major event that happened that pulled me out of depression is kind of related to the first one. So I talked about being back home and not having a job, and for a long time I was working on the side, but really I wasn't making enough money and I was falling into debt more and more and more. And like I said, I had that $20,000 in debt. After about 6 months of dating my girlfriend, I decided that I needed to grow up and go and get a real job. And that's exactly what I did. So getting a job, I fought it for so long because I had these other goals and aspirations, and it got to the point where I hadn't worked in so long that I wasn't even sure if I could do a 9 to 5 job. That honestly, at the time, really scared me. But Like I said, I wanted to maintain that relationship and I wanted to get my life together. And I had this huge black cloud hanging over my head with that $20,000 in debt. So in December of 2019 or 2018, I applied for a couple different jobs and I ended up getting one. A funny thing happened where the same thing that I found in my relationship, I found in my job, and that was the structure. The structure of getting up in the morning, having a place to go, going there from 9 to 5 every single day, that consistency, and then getting a paycheck. That was huge. I knew when I took the job that it was going to take a lot of work to climb out of the mountain of debt that I was in. And at the time, it kind of sucked. Like, it wasn't fun to make money and to work so hard and to still be negative. But I just put my head down. I was like, you got this. You can do it. 6 months. 6 months and you can do it. That 6 months turned into 12 months. And I actually paid off my credit card within about 10 months. I was debt free. Which kind of, again, it kind of sucked because it's like a year of work and you almost feel like you don't have anything to show for it because you're just getting back to zero. But oh my God, getting back to zero and then seeing my account go up for the first time was one of the best feelings. And it honestly made all the difference in the world. If you're sitting there unemployed and depressed, please consider going and getting a job, because getting a paycheck and paying off some of your credit card debt and having somewhere to go every single day and, having work to do, something that gives you even a little bit of fulfillment or a sense of accomplishment. It is seriously understated, and I wish that I had done it sooner. Let's get into the third event that pulled me out of depression. But quick, let's recap. I had my girlfriend, I had my job, and I was out of credit card debt. I was feeling amazing, but I was still depressed. I still had really low energy, and there were days where I would go into work and be depressed or not have the energy because my sleep was off, my nutrition was off, I wasn't eating right, and I wasn't able to perform my job to the extent that I wanted to. And that created a lot of stress and anxiety and worry for me. And then disaster struck, and my girlfriend and I broke up. And that was really difficult, especially with depression. You're more inclined to go down a dark path. But I had started to make a habit of going back to the gym. I was going to the gym about twice a week with my girlfriend. And when we broke up, I committed to going 5 times a week. And thankfully, I had a friend who hit me up and said, hey, let's go to the gym Monday through Friday in the morning. And I have never been a morning person. I hate waking up early. I've never been able to do it. But I wanted to commit to going to the gym more. And, I was going through a breakup, so I had nothing better to do. So I immediately was like, yes, let's do it. Knowing that me committing in that moment was going to propel me to actually do it. So this was profound because he became my accountability partner. So I would wake up at 7:30 in the morning, which is the earliest I've woken up probably since, high school. And I would go pick him up and we would go immediately to the gym. It was the first thing that I did in the morning. Within 10 minutes of waking up, I was in my car going to pick up my friend and we would go to the gym. Now, this was profound because they talk about doing the hardest thing in self-development. They talk about doing the hardest thing first. I think they call it like eating the frog. Like, do the hardest thing first to start your day off. That way the rest of your day is easy. And I didn't know it was going to be the case at the time, but that turned out to be my experience going to the gym every morning. It was the hardest thing to do, but as soon as I did it, as soon as I got in my car, like, and went to pick up my friend, I'm committed. And then we'd go to the gym from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock. Now, this had another benefit that I was not expecting. If anyone has depression, oftentimes it drains your energy. Like, you don't even have the energy, and maybe you're sleeping a lot, and it's like, why don't I have energy? And it's, brain chemistry is just one of the things with depression. I was the same way. I would go into work, and sometimes it would take me like a few hours to feel awake and energized to where I was actually doing something productive. Normally I'll go into work and I'll have my coffee, and I'm using my coffee to jumpstart my day. And I'll scroll, social media. I'll scroll through my emails and just really procrastinate and waste time. But a funny thing happened when I started going to the gym at 8 o'clock in the morning with my friend. All of a sudden, I'm awake, I'm up, I've already pushed through my grogginess at the gym, and I accomplished something good, and I got home from the gym and I was feeling good. I took a shower and I feel like I had already accomplished so much. I was starting my day off on such a good note that I was going into work with a ton of energy and feeling so much better. And then I was able to fall asleep easier at night because I had been up since 7:30 in the morning. I've never been able to make this work for me in the past. But for the past 4 months, every day, Monday through Friday, my friend and I have been getting up and going to the gym. Now, we missed a day, one or 2 days here and there, but for the most part, we've been consistent. And if we did miss a day, we went the next day. This has helped me get into better shape, feel better about the person that I'm becoming, because I'm becoming a morning person. I have more energy at work. I'm sleeping better. I'm exercising more. It's something to do, which was helping me through my breakup. I mean, it has been a massive thing for me in my life, and I wanted to share it with you because an interesting thing is that I didn't have the self-esteem or the energy at each stage of these events to do it on my own. Like, I couldn't have just done this 3 years ago, start going to the gym every day, because I wasn't ready for it. It was really, getting into that relationship, getting my job, getting out of debt, build those building blocks of laying that foundation of getting to a place where I felt good enough and had the energy and had the motivation to make these changes in my life. Because before, when I was $20,000 in debt, all I cared about was trying to get out of debt and working hard and putting in later hours at work. And it felt like there was such a mountain in front of me of things that I needed to fix and work on. But diligently, day by day, working hard, consistently putting in the time, I was able to chip away at that mountain, and it's become much smaller, and I've been able to elevate my position in life to where, I still get sad and depressed and I still have my issues, but I'm in a much healthier place that I can deal with them much better than I used to. So if you're struggling with depression, if you're, in a really dark place, my heart goes out to you. I know what that feels like. Hopefully, if you've gotten to this point in the video, some of these things that I've shared may resonate with you, and maybe you'll, be inspired to make a change in your life, or try something new. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to talk with you and hear what you're going through, and be there to support you if I can. That's gonna be it. I hope you like the video. I hope you like what I had to say. I'm gonna be sharing more content like this going forward, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video.